Welcome to Minn Kota. In this video, we'll be talking about selecting the correct battery for use with your Minn Kota electric fishing motor. And first of all, we have a couple of different choices that we can actually choose from. We have the gel cell type battery, we have the AGM type battery, and this battery that's an example of a flooded lead acid battery. Well, how do those three types differ? Well, first of all, in the gel cell, the liquid electrolyte is gelled by adding silica to the electrolyte so that it becomes immobile. In the case of the AGM battery, the only electrolyte that's held in that battery cell is the electrolyte that's actually held in suspension in a fiberglass matting material that's actually positioned between the cell plates. In the case of the AGM battery, the only electrolyte that's in the individual cells is that's held in suspension in the fiberglass matting material that's actually between the cell plates. So in the process of making an AGM battery, they fill each individual cell with the acid and then pour off the excess. So the only acid that's there, or electrolyte that is actually there, is that's actually held in between the plates by that fiberglass matting material. In the case of the flooded lead acid battery like this, we can actually pop the cell caps off and monitor the electrolyte level and add distilled water if necessary, if the electrolyte level drops below a certain point. And so that's actually one of the benefits of having flooded lead acid, is that you can do some battery maintenance. The other types are completely sealed, and so there is no chance of adding electrolyte to either a gel cell or an AGM type battery. One of the other things about the deep cycle battery like this is that it's heavy. The individual cell plate construction is such that the battery is built to withstand a greater number of discharge-recharge cycles. So this happens to be a Group 29 size battery with an amp hour rating of about 110 amp hours. And that's the other thing that we really want to look for when choosing a battery for use with your Minn Kota motor. The amp hour rating can be likened to the gallons of gas that you have in your fuel tank. The more gallons of gas you have, the farther that you can go. In this case, the more amp hours that you have, the longer that electric motor will run. So always look at that. Be sure to take a good close look at the amp hour rating. Oftentimes when you go to look at purchasing a battery, you can spend a lot of money on batteries, but oftentimes those batteries don't have the highest amp hour rating. The other type of battery that we have up here on the bench top is an example of a marine starting battery. This one happens to be a Group 24 battery, and it is designed to start an engine. What does that mean? Well, it simply means that the individual cells are constructed with a higher number of individual plates stacked up in kind of sandwich style, so that this battery can deliver high amperage for a relatively short period of time, where our deep cycle battery is designed to deliver relatively low amperage for a longer period of time. So in this case, more plates, thinner plates. It's designed to deliver a lot of power to start an engine, and then immediately, as soon as the engine is started, this battery is being recharged by the engine-driven alternator. So two different types. But the thing to remember when choosing a battery for the Minn Kota electric motor, always buy a deep cycle battery. Look at the amp hour rating, and the amp hour rating, the higher the better. And you'll have a battery that's going to perform up to your expectations, and the motor will certainly perform much better as well.